Last week, we dropped our full review on the Dobinson MRRs for 2021 plus Broncos, and well, it's a banger. You should definitely check it out. But we spent a lot of time talking about how they're trail focused, so I thought it'd be a good idea to tell you guys what we mean when we say that. At this $300 to $4,500 tier, and obviously price varies per application, it's important to make the distinction between something more trail-oriented and race-oriented because oftentimes you can't get both, at least without spending a lot more money. When talking about a bolt-on, shock, or coilover setup, getting anything more than 10 inches of travel on anything but a Raptor is definitely no small feat, but all things considered, that really isn't a lot of travel, especially when you look at what we ask of our suspension off-road. As you might imagine, with travel being limited, when brands optimize a suspension package to be able to go fast off-road, they end up riding a good bit harsher on the street, maybe on a washboard or fire road, and particularly on more difficult, lower speed, higher difficulty trails. So when we're talking about a setup being more trail-oriented, we're saying it's designed to be a lot more comfortable and composed at those lower speeds on the trail, which makes for a much more comfortable ride everywhere else. They may not be quite as good as absolutely ripping through the whoops, but if you want to spend the money for your vehicle to be more comfortable and usable on the trail, and for how most people are using their vehicles, well, a trail-focused setup is gonna be what you should be looking at, and let's talk about some of our favorites. Obviously, this video wouldn't start talking about Dobinson MRRs if the MRRs weren't one of our favorite options for being more trail-focused. If you maybe have an overland build that has a lot of varying load to worry about, to where ride height might change a bunch, you really like to have a lot of adjustability, or you're really hitting hard trails, and I'm saying nothing less than a 6, then those MRRs are oftentimes the way to go. I loved them on the Bronco, and I think you guys will love them on most other things. If your load is more static, maybe your trails aren't going to be that hard, and your priority is low speed and on-road comfort first, well, the OME BP51s are great. We ran them on a Tacoma and loved them. In fact, they probably are in our top 3 favorite setups we've ever tested. Of course, though, they couldn't get close to the Bilstein 8112s. Speaking of which, those 8112s can give you really great low-speed comfort and high-speed support, so they're one of those great options that can give you the best of both worlds, and in many cases, aren't too much more than some of those other options.